Hi friends, welcome to episode number 21 of our procurement and sourcing series. In this episode, we will continue to explore about the additional direct delivery capabilities within Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation. With that note, let's quickly jump into today's topic. So let's quickly get into the part 2 of direct deliveries. Make sure that you watch the episode number 20, which is part 1 of direct deliveries, before coming to this episode number 21. So we already covered about the basic processes, how to create a link between the direct delivery purchase order and the sales order by manual process, and also how to do it automatically. We also saw the required configurations for the same. But in this episode, we will try to understand, after creating the link at the field level, what are all the changes at the purchase order and the sales order will affect those changes similarly. They either wise with the changes which we make at the sales order will affect the purchase order line with respect to what are the fields. These are the fields which is going to make those changes. I will quickly show that in the Dynamics 365 screen. And also we'll try to understand how do we create these direct delivery orders using a batch job, and how do we process these direct delivery purchase orders using a workspace which we have. So that's what is going to be the purpose of this video. Make sure that you watch this video until end. So first, once we created this link, in the previous episode, we discussed about how to create this link manually or automatically. Once you establish the link between the direct delivery purchase order and the sales order, then by default, whenever you make a changes in the field of sales order line with respect to line quantity, the appropriate line quantity changes in the purchase order also. So that's the whole idea for establishing this link. And if you change the requested receipt date, then the delivery date of the purchase order, because the receipt date is the something which the communication which goes to the customer, and the same date should be the delivery date from the purchase order also, so that the vendor delivers the material to the customer during the same date. And even if you modify the receipt date in the purchase order line, the receipt date will be modified in your sales order also. And I think in this case, the receipt date of the purchase order will not be allowed to change, but you have to change it in the sales order. And even if you change your delivery address, which is very important, because most often if you change the delivery address for the customer, then appropriately the delivery address in your purchase order will also be modified. So that's the whole idea of creating this link. And I have also written over here, if you try to delete a sales order line just a direct delivery, you will not be able to allow to do that, because if it is partially delivered, and a message box states the purchase order lines are attached to the particular line which you are trying to delete, we will see this quickly in the system. Only if you delink the chain between the sales order and the purchase order, then only you will be able to process the deletion of sales order lines. Otherwise, you will not be able to do that. The third most important point is, make sure that you are not using a warehouse which is actually enabled with warehouse management process. Otherwise, you will not be able to use the direct delivery processes in Dynamics 365. So let's see these one by one. Let me go back to Dynamics 365 screen. So let me quickly create another direct delivery order from scratch. So we already discussed about creating this direct delivery orders in the previous episode. If not, please do check out the same and then come back here. Let me give the site and warehouse. Then let me hit the OK button. So now actually I have given a site and warehouse, and then let me add the item number. First, let me show you in case of advanced warehouse. So let me select this item number. Then let me change the site and warehouse to 2 and 24. Then let the quantity be 1. Right now you can see the delivery type is still stock, but I want to create a direct delivery for this item HDMI cable, but actually I'm processing from the warehouse 24. I know that warehouse 24 is from the demo data is a warehouse for which we have enabled advanced warehouse management processes. So the whole idea is we will not be allowed to use the warehouse where we have enabled warehouse management processes, right? So when you create a direct delivery link under sales order tab, if you click on direct delivery, then system will not allow you to create the link, because you cannot follow the advanced warehouse management processes for the warehouse for which WMS is enabled. Let me click on OK. So the moment when I click on OK, system says clearly direct delivery is not able to process for warehouse 24 as it has warehouse management enabled. So that's the whole idea what I was telling to you in the presentation. So you need to make sure that you can use only those warehouse for which advanced warehouse is not enabled. So let me cancel this. So let me change this to maybe in the site 2 we have the warehouse 21. Let me create a direct delivery link. So you can provide a vendor account. So this we discussed already in our previous episode. Make sure that you select the include checkbox and keep the OK button. So this will process the delivery type from stock to direct delivery. And once this link is created, and at any point in time, if you go to general tab, if you click on purchase orders, then you can view the related purchase order for the same, right? And once this link is established, you can see we can view the delivery address over here. You can see the delivery address can be, it is right now, it is Beach Road, San Diego, USA. Let me go back. So let me now try to change the delivery address in the sales order. So let me see if there are any other address available. Yeah, right now we have the delivery address Beach Road, San Diego. Now let me change it to Portsmouth. So because the customer is expecting a different delivery address to be configured. So let me save this. Now let me go back again to the purchase order. Now in the purchase order also, we will be able to see that the address got changed from San Diego to Portsmouth. So if you go to address section, you can see the address got changed to Portsmouth. So whatever the changes you make in the sales order, the appropriate changes will be applied in your purchase order also. Similarly, in the last episode, we saw how the quantity change affects the quantity in the purchase order also. So that's the whole idea of creating this link either manually or automatically. So now I change the quantity. Now if I go to the purchase orders, now here also I can see the quantity is changed to 3. Now let me go back. Now let me try to change the delivery date. So here the requested ship date is 12/6. So let me change the date to 9/24. Then this is also automatically changed. You can see the requested ship date is also 9/24. So let me save this. Then let me go back to purchase order. In the purchase order, requested receipt date will be automatically updated. So if I go to delivery section, you can see the requested receipt date is 9/20/24 again. So here we can change the confirmed receipt date. So if I modify the confirmed receipt date, let's say I want to receive this item of HDMI cables on 30th of November, then let me save this. Then let me go back to the sales order. If I check the delivery section, let me refresh this page. You can see the confirmed ship date is also got updated in your related linked sales order, which is 3011 right now. So this is how these fields, whatever we have highlighted over here, or interlinked. And right now, even if I try to remove this line, select this line, we click on remove, you can see there is a prompt which comes up and says that you cannot delete this order line. So if you click on yes, then the link between the purchase order and the sales order gets delinked, and any changes like this what we have did right now, that delivery address or quantity or receipt date, whatever the changes you do in the sales order will not affect your purchase order. If that's the case, then you should make sure that you delink the sales order and then make appropriate changes. Fine. So this is the whole idea for these topics which we discussed. And then the next topic is like, how do we configure a batch job to process these direct delivery sales orders? And how we can process these direct delivery, because beyond a point in time, let's say you have a regular process of getting these materials from the vendor during every month or every quarter, and if you want to configure a batch job so that the regular direct delivery purchase orders goes to the vendor, so the customer is always getting the material every first of the month, every 30th of the every month. So if you have any process like that, then you can better configure a batch job. So in order to configure a batch job, all you have to do is, because every time you don't need to create a purchase order and you need to follow those. If you want to configure this batch job, if you go to procurement and sourcing module, under purchase order sections, there is a section called direct delivery processing. So if you click on create direct delivery orders, here this is the configuration which you need to do in order to create these batch jobs. So under filter option, currently I can see the sales order is automatically picked, but you can keep the sales order field as blank, and make sure that the status should be open order, and it can sales order to not process, you make sure that it should be no, and direct delivery yes. And you generally need to keep the status this has to be direct delivered, because the moment when we create these direct delivery orders, by default the status is created with the status as to be direct delivered. So, and if you want, you can modify the query, and you can use a new query, and if you want, you can add a new criteria if you want, and based on which you can configure this batch job. So let me remove this. Then if you want to add any specific dimensions, for example, you can also add an item. Whenever this item is added for the sales order, always create the direct deliveries for the first of every month. So like those configurations can be done. Let me cancel this. So all along with that, you need to set the recurrence. In case if you want to place the order every month, then you need to keep the month, and then it's similar to the regular configuration of the batch job, and then repeat it every 30 days or per one transaction, and I will keep it as 2 maybe, and then you need to click on OK. Once you click on OK, this batch job recurrence will be set. Need to enable the batch processing, and then you can click on OK. So this will set the batch job, and every month whenever you create the for a specific item, if you want to create a direct delivery order, then this batch job will create the direct delivery orders automatically. And the next thing is about processing these purchase orders. um, Let me go back. So if you want to process these purchase orders, all you have to do is under the same section, direct delivery processing, you just click on direct delivery. So here you can view the sales orders whichever you have created for the direct deliveries. Currently we have created those sales orders, and we have already created the purchase orders also. So we don't have any sales orders for which we need to create a direct delivery, so there is nothing which is available over here. But if you go to confirmation section, right now you can see this is the direct delivery which we purchase order which we created just now, and you can process the confirmations also from here. So let me duplicate this tab. Let me quickly show you, because by default these direct delivery orders are created in the state of approved. You need to go to the each and every direct delivery purchase orders and manually confirm those. But if you want to have a page where you can confirm all these direct delivery purchase orders automatically, you can do that. So by default you can see this particular purchase order is in the state of approved, but you can select multiple purchase orders also, by which you can quickly confirm all the direct delivery orders once the direct delivery purchase orders are created. So the moment if I confirm over here, it quickly moves to the next section of delivery. So 2 purchase orders we have confirmed, so both the purchase orders are now moved to the next session of delivery. Using this option of delivery, you will be able to quickly process the product receipts, because if you want to assign any specific user defined privileges, then you can do that by directly assigning the privileges for this menu item for the person who is handling only the direct delivery orders. If you want to put such controls, then you can do this. Then let me refresh this page. Then you can see the status changed to confirm. We actually didn't do from the purchase order form, but instead we actually did it from the direct delivery processing page. Let me go to another tab. So from this page also you will be able to post the product receipt. If you want to partially post the product receipt, then the default product receipt page opens up. Let me click on product receipt. So this is the default product receipt page. We have already discussed about this, how do we post a product receipt in our purchase order episode number. I will tag that particular episode, purchase order part 1. I will tag that episode as part of this video's high card. Please do check out it. And if you are not browsing for a partial receipt, if you are going for a full product receipt, then in that case you can directly click on full product receipt. So whatever the quantity which you have will be automatically posted with the receipt, and it will be processed for receiving. So let me go to the purchase order again, and then let me click on refresh. So in this case, order was not okay. That is fine. This was the same error which we were getting before also, so that should be fine. So in this case, it's because of the credit management we are unable to post it. But let me check for Acme office supplies, and again let me click on full product receipt. Okay, in this case the location must be specified. So in those cases, if the dimension has to be specified, then it's better to proceed with the partial product receipt, because the other purchase order got posted automatically, but in this case you need to do the registration. So of course the screen is a bit handy, where you can quickly do the registration, update the product receipt, and then close it, because if this location was provided in the purchase order, automatically this would have got picked. So let me confirm it. Let me go back. Then let me provide a product receipt number. That's fine. Click on OK. So the now the product receipt is posted. Let me go back to the purchase orders, refresh the page, and the status is received. So that's how you will be able to complete the product receipts, confirm the purchase orders using this direct delivery processing page. So if you have multiple purchase orders, you have 100 of purchase orders, you select all, and then select if you want to remove some purchase orders, then you can select the appropriate purchase orders, confirm it, and then for delivery also you can do a partial product receipt, or like the way if there are any dimensions are missing, and the way we saw right now, you need to capture those appropriate dimensions. It can be your product dimensions, storage dimension, or tracking dimensions. Capture those dimensions using the registration page, and then you can post the product set directly from this page, and you are not necessarily need to go to the purchase order and then process those direct deliveries. So that actually kind of brings us to end of this video. The next episode we will be discussing about delivery schedule capabilities. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel D365 Talks or follow my profile in LinkedIn. Thank you.